What's up, guys? So I just pretty much finished with the countertops and I have a few videos kind of outlining all that stuff. Anyways, throughout the project we ended up with having to have a seam where there was a split of the laminate going down the countertop. And so anyways, we wanted to fill that in because you can kind of see the MDF behind it, you could see the wood. And so I looked for things that you could do, and this was probably overkill, but I found this thing called Seamfil, and I really like it. And I didn't see a whole lot of stuff on YouTube about it, and it was kind of hard to find like a bunch of reviews, and it's kind of hard to get on Amazon. So I bought straight from them, and I bought the pack. So I bought the Seamfil, and the cool part about it is it's specific for the color of this. Now they don't include, you know how it's multicolored here. They kind of just pick one of the colors of the countertop, and then that's what this is. But it's still really, really, really close. So I love that it's custom made for the specific Formica, and then other brands of laminate as well that you can use. Like I said, I bought the multi-pack, this with the this solvent that they have, and this putty knife. Now honestly, I didn't really need this putty knife, but I did want to get this solvent because it is kind of specifically formulated for their Seamfil. But I just want to kind of show the process of it, because like I said, I did kind of struggle to see, especially for something this dark. I saw some stuff for white countertops, so I think it'd be helpful to just kind of briefly show the process. Now I have already done a little bit of it, but there's a little gap that I missed, and so I figured it would be a good opportunity to go ahead and show you what this process is. So the first thing is I'm going to use the solvent. I'm going to take a paper towel. I'm simply just going to get a little bit on the paper towel and clean the surface that I'm about to fill. So this is, I'm just going to do this little area. Anyways, now we have cleaned the surface and basically just kind of get any oils and stuff off. Then I'm going to open this up and I'm going to dab a little bit. They say to use a spare piece of laminate, or it doesn't have to be the exact kind of laminate, but just some kind of piece of plastic that you can put this on. So you see I kind of have it dabbed here. They say to play around with it a little bit, which, you know, as you play around with it, it eventually hardens. So I think that's kind of the point. But it's very liquidy, and I kind of just shove it up on here. And be liberal, don't worry about making a mess because you're going to clean it up. And so I'm just going to fill in the gap where I want it, and just kind of like, it's honestly kind of like spackle. I'm just going to spackle it on, kind of shove it in that groove, you know, kind of go over it. And like you see, I'm making this mess here. That's fine, don't worry about it. You get plenty of time to fix it, make it look however you want to make it look. It has a 48-hour cure time, so you have plenty of time to clean all of it up. Alright, so that's that. Then all you do is basically let it sit there for a second. I'm going to go ahead and clean this spare piece of laminate and this putty knife. I just, with the solvent, basically with the solvent, I just wet the paper towel, and then I'm just going to clean off the blade so it stays nice and shiny. And then I'm going to clean this surface off. No, you don't really need to. I just kind of want to keep it in good condition. So like I said, you probably could find several other solutions that work just as good, but I really like that they special pick the color specifically for the laminate you have, and so I just wanted to try it out. Now I will say this, if you do plan on getting it, the pricing of it itself isn't expensive, but you have to pay for shipping for everything. So that's honestly the main reason why I ended up getting this pack that had the solvent and the putty knife and everything, because it was going to end up costing the same amount either way with shipping. And so I was like, well, I'm going to have to pay. I hate paying more in shipping than the object itself. I hate paying shipping in general, but it's what it is. So just keep that in mind. So you can see here, I cleaned it up just now, right? Just kind of rubbing over it. All the seams have now been filled in. And I just kind of want to show you, I got this nice, super bright flashlight to sort of show you the end product. Now, I'll tell you this, the line isn't going to just go away completely, okay? But it's going to look way, way nicer than it did before. So here's a step back. You can still see that there's a line that exists. Now this light is probably really showing the line off really badly, but before it was much worse. You could see the wood. At least it kind of looks like it's a part of it now. So when I turn this off, nice little strobe for you. You know, you can't really see it anymore. So anyways, that's one take of the Seamfil product. I would recommend it. And it's meant for gouges, so if I gouge it, I always have this to fill it in. So one last thing I just wanted to say is I did try using this to kind of color in the seam as well, because, you know, I kind of wanted to hide it. It didn't really work because it's like a putty, and then as I was cleaning it off, it came off the edge, and it didn't really do what I needed it to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a marker to match that color, and I'm just going to fill in the seam. But I just wanted to say that because that was kind of one thing I was interested in. I was like, oh, I wonder if it'll also do the edges. No, it won't do the edges. It'll just fill in the gaps.